In this video, I'm going to be answering more of your burning color analysis questions. This is part 2 to the poll that I put out there on my Instagram a few days ago. But before I jump into more burning color analysis questions, I just wanted to make you aware, in case you haven't heard, that on my Instagram, I have added 3 new highlight, are they called reels or something, where it's going to help you as a consumer navigate what I call the color analysis Wild West right now. And so I'm calling this a series to help you navigate with confidence, finding a color analysis professional to work with you, finding a training program if you're looking to get trained to be a color analysis professional, and 3, helping to navigate several products out there right now. At least one training body has called this a must-read for anyone looking to find a color analyst, and I'm honored. So check out this series if you haven't already. It is also linked in the services menu in my website. It's the last menu option, I believe. So I'm looking at my other phone as I read these questions. So the first one I'm covering in this video is, what level blonde is the cutoff for light palettes? I believe I may be, but my hair is level 8. So when I say blonde in all my videos, I'm talking about as a common person with no hairstyling training. You look at them and go, post-puberty, they have blonde hair, and it's obvious. I'm a licensed hairstylist. I know about how blonde is labeled in the hairstyling world in terms of levels, and that varies too across brands and systems. But when I say blonde, I'm literally just saying you look at somebody and they're obviously blonde. What level blonde is the cutoff for light palettes? I would say it doesn't matter. And so if your hair is obviously blonde when someone looks at you post-puberty, I would not rule out light spring, light summer, or true spring. And again, I've already said in many of my videos that most people receive a true palette result. So in that scenario, I would say most people with naturally blonde hair post-puberty are either true spring or true summer. Hope this helps. Next question. Can medium light skin, not super fair, be spring? And how deep can spring skin tones go? Well, color analysis is about underlying quality of coloring and ultimately doing color comparisons on you. So I don't know how to answer that question. I will also add, what is color analysis? It's about matching the undertone value, and value being light and dark ranges, and intensity, bright, soft, with you. And so if you have a skin coloring that is in, let's just say, medium-ish range, you know, it might be, would you match with a palette of a lighter value range? I you know, that would be up to testing, but it wouldn't be typical. Okay, next question. Can you be neutral and be in one of the true seasons? No, because the true seasons that I think you're referring to here is true winter, true summer, true spring, true autumn. So true winter, true summer would be fully cool. True spring, true autumn would be fully warm. The neutral palettes are muted, light, bright, and deep. And so, yeah, no, if you're referring to the true winter, true summer, true spring, true autumn palette, you can't be neutral. If you're in one of those palettes, you can be leaning slightly neutral, but you can't be fully neutral. Next question. How do you choose the correct neutrals for a color season? White versus cream, tan versus camel. So I would always say use your color references, and they're harmony guides. And so hold it up to the colors you're contemplating and see if it looks like like feels like it belongs in that palette. You can see my videos on how to use color references out there. I also have a video out there, and it's probably easiest to access on YouTube because you can easily search for it, called the Initial Color Analysis Reference Orientation video. And I cover in there the neutrals for each color analysis palette to consider. Hope that helps. Next question. Fabric texture recommendations for different seasons. So on my playlist on YouTube, I think it's called the Common Q&As playlist, and I'm not even sure if it's hidden or what have you. There is actually a video out there though talking about matte versus sheen fabrics or matte versus sheen finishes based on color seasons. I also have a video on YouTube that was recorded very, very long time ago. You probably won't even recognize me in that video, how long it was recorded ago, but the information in that video is still valid, and I think it's called something like the 3 key ingredients to find a pattern for you. I realize you're talking about fabric textures here, but I'm just adding this in case you're wondering about patterns as well. And discovering what patterns work for you is really a style thing, but obviously the color and the patterns is really important to consider. But find that video if you're interested in finding a pattern or pattern styles that might work for you. Next question. What does a palette look like if you are cool summer leaning winter? I'm pausing because if you're cool summer leaning winter, perhaps you're meaning the cool palette leaning slightly winter. If that's what you're meaning, then that would be a suggestion to stick to the darker and brighter colors, more icier colors in the cool palette, and possibly the lighter and softer colors in the winter palette. If you were a client of mine, I'd be recommending the cool palette recommendations for my site with a perhaps winter fabric add-on card. Hope this helps. Next question. Which color would you look at to determine if someone was a cool summer or muted summer? So I sort of don't want to go here, but in a recent video I published with the Justin Bieber scenario, there were a couple slides in there showing a couple of the colors compared for cool versus muted. Perhaps you might want to look at that video. I will say at each step of color analysis, I compare at minimum 5 colors per step for each palette. So it's not actually just one color. Different colors will show you different things in the process. So I've almost reached time here, so I'm gonna cut it off here. I may record a third video because there's even more questions, but I hope you're enjoying this series, answering your burning color analysis questions. Have a lovely day.